All right, welcome back, everyone. I hope you all having a great weekend and excited for the new week. Sorry, I don't have the same energy. I've been dealing with such a bad headache all weekend. Um, but let's um, let's get ready for the week. We can say huge thank you to Benita and Killa for finding us these really amazing trades. Actually, Killa was able to find some really good flow setups, and Benita found some really amazing setups as well. So I will go over those, but quick update on the indicator as well, as I have already mentioned it in the group. For these almost 2 weeks that we've been doing the forward testing where we are actually in live using the indicator, and I've been calling out the trades to you guys in real time. So we took 2 losses on the indicator, and we had 14 wins, which is amazing. And I think the 2 losses that we did take was, I think one of them was completely my fault because I did not wait for the candle to close. So I did rush into that trade, but overall, I'm very happy. Microsoft was one of the trade we actually took when I slept in on Friday, and we jumped in. So this was a really good trade. So I'm happy with so far how it's going. I think for the next 2 weeks, this coming week, I am gonna be collecting a little bit more data to see which um, um God, I can't running a I've taken enough medication that I'm out of woods. I'm gonna be more paying attention to which lines are more stronger bounces versus rejections. So testing some of that stuff as well. I do have already programmed in where alerts are coming into the Discord now, but it's still, I am the only one testing it. So I'm still gonna continue, keep going on it and see how it goes. And then on the market side, on the data side of it, we don't really have major stuff that's happening. I believe Wednesday we get the FOMC minutes, and then Thursday is where we get the unemployment numbers, I believe. So those are the 2 things, not huge unless Trump tweets and other war news or other stuff that comes up. We will keep an eye on that, but overall should be a quiet week from that perspective. But we do have a PAXA, meaning we have the monthly expiration date on Friday, and we could tend to be a slower week or even a chop where market is and where we closed on Friday. Like, we really didn't get a clear direction which way we're going to go. So having said that, let's first look at our scalping levels. And on Apple, not much has changed. I hope you guys used the levels. Last week they played out pretty well on the put side as well once we rejected. So now I'm moving it puts below 304 and calls above 307. We do have a nice gap to fill on the upside. Apple is one of the names on my swing as well. So I will go over in that room. Oh, all right. AMD, beautiful. I don't know if any of you are using these levels, but holy crap, look at the bounces 3 days in a row. You could have taken a bounce off this area 485, and on Friday that paid huge $31 move. And I hope somebody captured it. We are coming up to a resistance area, but overnight we have already are above it, gapping up. So let's see if it holds and continue to move higher. So for now, I would be moving this up to give us calls above 420 and puts below 515 or even 510 actually. Let me see quickly, where was the pivot? Actually 509.23 area is where I would look for my puts. Amazon made a Beautiful move, actually. Calls above 265, I would wait for 266, and puts below 260 area, just because we got a huge gap on Amazon to the downside. So I would not even mind getting half of this gap filled. Maybe we don't get the full gap filled, but half of gap fill would be nice on this thing. I don't know why my mouse is acting up today. Text style, middle line. So anything in this zone, we could see a bounce back up again. Let's go to Avgo. Could this be a nice cup and handle? As long as we don't break below 390, we'll watch to see. But this is one of the name Killa has puts on it, so I'm gonna be very careful. So giving instead of 395, giving ourselves 397, break off this zone where we've rejected previously. If we break and hold, I would look for calls. Otherwise, I would say break below 390 is your puts. So anything below 390 is puts on it. Coin, pretty much same zone. We've been just consolidating in this area. So puts below 147 and calls above 150. If we can get it back above 150, calls could be nice. I do like this consolidation, but I still need a confirmation to see if this is a truly AMD or we still have one more leg down. So we will see that. Google, we are gonna be looking for puts below 343 and calls above let's do 350. So that way anything in between is a chop. So whenever the levels are in between, call that is we're waiting for it to break above to take a call. That could be a nice rejection to take a put as well. And from the put level, it could be a nice zone to bounce from it as well. So don't forget that, okay? Heard calls above 95. Actually, let me see, where did we pivot from? Okay, let's do this here, 98.85. And then our puts below 95, $94 zone as well. Meta, one of the hardest name to trade right now. Honestly, I'm not changing much on it. Calls above 590 and puts below 585. Anything in between here could be a chop. This could be a building up of bull flag. This could also be a rejection of the supply zone, because on a smaller time frame, we do have a pretty strong supply, which has been rejecting. So this could be this one is the hardest to swing right now. It is more of a day trade versus a swing. Microsoft, not changing much on it, puts below 495 and calls above 490. 500 might be a little bit of a struggle for Microsoft to break, but we will see how it plays out. MicroStrategy, MU, Netflix, NVDA. Okay, NVIDIA calls above 225. I like where we are right now for overnight. Let's see if it holds. And then puts below 223.75. So anything below that, we will look for a put. Anything above, we will look for a call. Flow is kind of a mix on NVIDIA, I would say. PLTR made a very nice move after the earnings. So for calls, what did I do? I would say calls above 178 if we can break, ideally above 180, but there is a room for it. So otherwise we want the puts below 173 zone. So that would pivot from this support area that we held. If we break below, then we want the puts on it. Reddit, no. Tesla, kind of interesting where we are. Actually, let's check something. Okay. Tesla, I like to keep where we are, maybe move the puts a little bit up to anything below 337, 335 area, we would want the puts to be. And I would say calls above 345. If we can break 345 is where we want the calls. And for I'd rather have the bounce from actually 335 area than if we start to break below 335, then puts below it. Okay, that's it for this. Next is let's get into our swings. So the first swing I am looking at is BE. BE has a nice breakout. We got the nice displacement on the 4 hour. So as long as it's actually up overnight, about $5 here, as long as we hold 230, we don't lose 230. Target is 250. This right line right here is my target, 250. This is where I want to trim my contracts, and after trimming anything I am holding on the runners, then this is slowly you want to start trailing your contracts, right? If you have 1 or 2 contracts holding, because we want to work level by level to the upside on it. I would look for something for if they have November contracts or December contracts. This is what I would look to go with it. Okay, next is Costco. Really like where what we did last week. So far it is still struggling to break this 962 area, but if this week volume can come in and we can break out of 962, we got a nice zone to the upside that we need to recover. So Costco is definitely on the watch to see if it can continue to the upside on it. Next is Apple. I'm actually going to go over Apple. Apple has a nice gap to the upside. Apple is more of a flow trade, and it has 2 flows. Actually, it does have puts and calls on it, but so far calls are definitely leading. That does not mean that with the puts not gonna pay out. So if they do push, they could average into their contracts as well. So for now, I want a confirmation that Apple's going to stay above 300. If it stays above 300 or even 297.50, then I am going to be looking for a swing on Apple. So that's going to be our area that we are watching. Next is sorry, trying to. So I'm gonna go to messages. Sorry, I thought I made a note of that one. What was it? Yes. BNTX. Really nice consolidation here that this stock has been sideways. We got quite a bit of double bottoms happening here. And if we can break out of this zone of $95, I think this one has a room to continue to the upside. This was a great find by Benita, but I want a confirmation of this breaking out of 95 and holding, because this is a great build up that is taking place. And I believe weekly, no, what did you say? Okay. Yeah, quite a bit of inside days. So we are due for some sort of a breakout. Either it's going to have to break below 89 or it needs to break above 95. So BNTX is definitely on the watch, because it can give us easily move up to the 105 zone here as well. So let's keep watch on this. Next is MRAM. Very nice move out of the demand zone. So as long as we hold above 1885 or even 18 itself, I think this is worth taking some shares on it as well, and has a room all the way up to 21 to 22 area of this. Next is PEP. another name that is out of demand zone, and this one I would look to buy a little bit more time on it, and see, as long as we stay above, it does have a tiny bit of a gap here. We stay above 135. I think this is a good setup to the upside as well. If we do something like, let me see if I can, something like this. So if we can get that, that would be ideal entry into the, 137, 138 zone for an entry on it. Next is TSM. TSM, we want to see this thing hold above 425. As long as we hold above 425, we are targeting that 438 to 445 zone on it. So I would definitely keep an eye on how do we hold above 425 area. If we can hold above 425, I think this one 440 comes very easily as long as 425 holds. Okay, this is my bearish setup. It does have a gap to the upside as well. As long as we don't break above 230, or even a rejection of 230 could be a nice drop of from here to something like this. I think it comes down to 200 to 215 area very easily. So I'm a little bit bearish on this one. Next is ADSK. No, was it WD? I think it was this one. Yes. I don't know why my charts they're looking weird. I don't know, why didn't they come? I'm gonna post this chart and I'm gonna chart it and post it. Okay, I don't know why it didn't shift. Okay, snow. Snow is liking, if it clears 332.50, this could go. So 332.50 is what we want to watch. If we can clear that, I am interested in this one to go and give us somewhere into the 350 to 370 zone on it as well. So these would be my targets on it. Actually, one more bearish setup, TDW. And as long as this, I have no idea why these things didn't, why my levels didn't show up on it. I charted. Anyways, as long as this thing does not break above $96.50 to $97, I think the rejection for this could be very strong, where we could see it in the $80 to $82. So that could be a nice $10 drop on it as well. And I like where the order block is. So $80 to $82 is very much doable on this one. Next is KHC. I like this one. This is a beautiful setup. Weekly has a nice hammer candle on it as well. And as long as we hold above 25, I think this is definitely a good setup on it. So keep this one on the list as long as we can get above the 25 zone. So this is on a watch. Any back test into the 25 should give you a nice move to the upside as well. Went over that. Let's go to HD. If we can break 340, I think this is also setting up very nicely with inverted head and shoulder retest of the neckline. Break 340, we could finally get the move into this 380, 390 zone as well. So watch if it can break above 340, okay? This is so annoying. You chart and then the shit doesn't show up on it. Has a gap to the upside as well. Not everything came. Let's see, where was it? 500 zone. As long as we hold above 500, I think Alta could ultimately give us, could be even tomorrow, we could see a bounce back up to the upside. So keep Alta on the list as well. Went over Apple. I actually don't mind AMD as well. AMD looks decent. I think AMD is a nice accumulation manipulation setup as well. So as long as we hold 515, I think AMD gives us this move to the upside. So that. Oh, another one is Neo. I know this is a shitty name, but I think Neo is ready for a move. As long as we can hold above 450, I think Neo gives us this 540 to 626 zone one more time. So I would keep this one on the list. It's a do shares or do leaps on it. I would not do shorter dates just because it can be sideways for a bit. So just make sure you're buying time on it. Just to review a few names from last week, I really hope some of you took the shares. I talked about this Indy, how I don't know, it's a semiconductor. It was a small contracts. We are up almost 40%. So this one moved really, really nicely. I want to say, I think 40% on the options contract, but I think shares are up about 18 or 20%. So really good setup. The other one is SpaceX. I know you guys are going to be like, you're crazy, but I think as long as we hold 140, I think we're going to flip this supply zone and probably target this fair value gap before we see rejection. But if it struggles to break 150, cannot flip this supply zone, then we will definitely pull back. But I think as long as this thing holds 140, definitely has a room to the upside as well. Let's see, MNST, ENPH. This is another name I think is going to be ready soon, just because this thing is lagging behind where your FSLR has already made the move and rejected in the supply zone, but ENPH hasn't. ENPH is still below. So as long as we can hold above $38, I think this could be setting up nicely to give you a move into the $50 to $52 as well. HD, I already went over. SWKS gave you a nice move. It's from last week. HIMS had earnings pulled back. Over gave a nice move. Over looks like a morning star pattern on the daily, but let's see if it can hold some. I just don't like there's a huge displacements here. So I'm not a fan of it now where it is. Our GTI is still following the plan, so still has a room to continue. This was another name that we had it last week on our swing, and it moved very nicely. So far it is trying to stay above. We're up almost $5 since we mentioned it, and it gave you that pullback into the zone and then continued to the upside. So I think it still has a room. I have plenty of time on my contracts, so I'm holding. It has a gap to fill. SMCI, we captured this one almost 150%. Gap is filled. I think it can still try to go to that the supply zone. So if you're holding runners, I would keep moving my trailing stop on it. This one might be done. I think this retest of the supply, I think this could reject and pull back. As long as we don't clear 123 area, I think this could reject and give us a move to the downside nicely. This one might get caught in this one. This one rejected at 45 and struggling. So let's see. As long as we hold above 42.50, I'm still bullish on it. But we will see. Okay, I think this is it. This one moved as well. This was perfect. I don't know if anybody bought shares. We've been talking about it. That inverted head and shoulder played out very nicely, and we're about to hit our $30 target on it as well. Unity, that was a bot alert. I'm up almost over 200%, and I think this could maybe slight pullback, and final target remains 58. Pretty doable. Rocket, bit sideways, RKLB. Let me see, sideways, RKLB. Yeah, if this one can break 82, RKLB might have a room. Riot, nothing, RDW. Oh, nice, nice getting back above the demand zone and clearing fair value gap. PayPal is in supply, could flip that. That was a nice move right out of demand zone. Damn, that thing went from 4. Shikes. That moved nicely. Path made the move. Recaptured this move recaptured. So I'm happy with this one. This one, I did take a loss. So I think this might be trying again. I'll remove this since that path didn't play out. But let's see if it holds above 950. Not interested yet. I need to see a little bit more build up, but overall, I think it's good. I think NVIDIA could give us a move, could break this 235 and continue. So we'll see. Anyways, I hope this helps. If you guys like, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will for sure post for the month of August on YouTube. I don't promise going forward. We'll see how I do, but let's have a great week. I am excited to see how the indicators are going to work out this coming week. And yeah, let's make some money. I'll see you guys inside the group.